Ibi ìyá. Yọrin kílọ̀ ní. Ọmọ lóko làlà sọnù. Túmọ̀ sílẹ̀, túmọ̀ sórí ẹni. Kúmọ̀ lóṣù, kúmọ̀ láta. Ọkọ̀ ọmọ gíẹ̀sì. Rólé Oòduà.
So there are 6 prisoners who occupy the seats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oxford. His Royal Majesty, His Imperial Royal Majesty, Oba Adeyeye, Enitan, Ogunwusi. You are welcome to Oxford. Thank you very much, sir. Professor Imafidon, Professor of Mathematics, you are welcome. I also welcome Alhaji Taufik, Shogunge, the Chairman, Nigerian Community Oxford. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of time has gone, so we will go straight to the issue. We'll start with the national anthem, and then there will be a special lecture by the Ooni, as well as, after that, there will be a book launch. Okay? So please, let's all rise up for the Nigerian national anthem. We are not. Okay. So compatriots, Nigeria's following to serve our father's land with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve like to recognize the presence of our father, Professor Ojaja. Please kindly just rise up there. Everybody knows him now. He was a great man for the transition. And I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Babatunde Loye, Kanuk President, or Chairman, sorry. I would like Professor Makido to give a welcome speech before we go.
Kábíyèsí. Kábíyèsí. Your Imperial Royal Highness, Lakini Kábíyèsí, you're welcome. The chiefs, that we will call the Duke, you're welcome. We greet you because we came here with a peaceful intent. And on behalf of the Chancellor of the University of Oxford, Lord Patton, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Richardson, I want to welcome you to this community. And would say we are extremely privileged to have you here. Our hearts is really lit up with joy because we have a history department that teaches history from the textbook. But you have come as an embodiment of history. And history the significance of history is that if you forget your past, you are bound to repeat the mistakes of the past. That is why we value the journey you've made and the generosity of your time, your efforts to come and interact with the body, students, and scholars of Oxford University. There are a lot of places you could have gone to, but you chose to come down here. So we are extremely appreciative of your time, your energy, and effort. You are not just the Ooni of Ife, you happen to be the father of all the Yoruba-speaking group on the planet Earth, which spreads across Latin America, Brazil, Cuba, other West African states. So you're not just a head of state, you're a head of multiple states. And for this, we'll appreciate your presence. Our body of students that are here represented today, I want you to listen very attentively because this is history. It doesn't happen anytime. It happens once in a lifetime. To have a reigning monarch who we have studied, we have artifacts in our museum that represent him, but he's now bodily, physically here. There were students that graduated last year that would have wished to have seen him, and those that graduated 4 years ago, and some 6 years ago, and some 8 years ago. But you are so privileged to have Kábíyèsí here. So I would want you to listen very attentively. Those of you that are listening on Periscope, those of you on live feed to Facebook, and those of you that are also hooked up, whatever means you are hooked up, we recognize you. Those in the overflow, we still recognize you. And we want to be very interactive in hearing from what they will say from the horse's mouth. We have imagined, we've seen the photographs, we've thought of what they look like. We don't know whether they drink water, we don't know whether they walk the 2 legs. But today, we have the father of fathers. So we have to listen extremely attentively and make all the recordings you can, because it kindly allowed us to record his voice and his image for posterity. For those of our students that are not familiar, students all over the world, not just our students, students all over the world that are hearing by whichever means you're hearing, that are not familiar with the Ife kingdom and therefore the Yoruba kingdom and the genesis of human civilization. I will refer you to about 7 or 8 books that are already documented in the library. Please listen to that, read it very well, and then you can tie in what you read and what you saw, and then be able to make an informed decision whether human civilization really began in Africa. And therefore the next wave has to also start from the original source. Because we have an epicenter, and then you have a ripple effect, and then you have another epicenter. Because the next wave of learning is going to be accelerated. We have now, through the privilege of MRI, be able to image every child that is born onto the planet today. And as a baby comes out of the mother's womb, guess what? They have 1 million neurons. A baby, each baby that comes out of the mother's womb has 1 million neurons. I'm saying that very slowly. Recently, an experiment was conducted. They took 1 neuron and raised 1 neuron against the calculator in adding. Guess who won? The neuron won. Then they combined 4 calculators against 1 neuron. Ladies and gentlemen, guess who won? 1 neuron. That's 1 brain cell. Remember, we have 1 million. And then they linked up computers because they wanted to determine what is the capacity in terms of calculatory capacity of the neuron. Guess what? A network of computers raised against 1 neuron. Who won? 1 neuron. Wow. Our great-grandfathers didn't know this. So they walked in ignorance. We are working in a renewed light of knowing that 1 neuron, when raised against the entire computer power of NASA, guess who won? 1 neuron. So it is conclusive that every human being born into the world today is a working mathematical genius. It is therefore foolish to say that child at 16 could not pass the GCSE or high school mathematics. It's because we did not have the tools to be able to assess what the divine deposited in every child. Then they tested 1 neuron in saving the entire Oxford Encyclopedic Dictionary. And guess what? 1 neuron was able to take the whole of Oxford Dictionary in English. And then 1 neuron was still able to take the whole dictionary of Spanish. 1 neuron was able to take the whole dictionary of Mandarin. Therefore, the limit of the languages we speak is a function of who told us what we can speak, not what God deposited in us. Because we now proven that one person can speak 15 different mutually exclusive languages. I'm privileged that Ife has come back again to cause another ripple today. That knowledge, as we have defined it, has to be redefined. Where all our boys and girls will be worked with, that the talent deposited in them is what we will nurture rather than pouring knowledge into them. It's wisdom that is superior to knowledge or information. So, it is therefore my great honor to invite to the microphone as our father of all fathers, king that has kings under him, to espouse for us the next wave of human achievement based on what happened in the history. I welcome Ikabisi.
Please, you can all be seated. Thank you for the honor. You can be seated while I remain standing. I think I prefer it that way. Today marks another history, because everything in life There is a purpose for it. Everything you do in this world, at some day, it will become history. And there is no history without any event. And there is no event without history. First of all, I want to give all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration to the King of Kings, our Creator that we cannot see, hiding somewhere, performing mysteries, performing wonders, who has actually brought all of us together today. I have made up my mind that for the rest of my life, I will honor him, I will adore him, I will worship him for the rest of my life. He is actually the real king. We're just copycats. And I'm fortunate enough in his presence to be one of his copycats. Today, it's another honor to be in the midst of two powerful scholars that I have tremendous respect for. I've been studying them for a very long time. Who are they? Before God actually brought me to this throne. The very first we met during Commonwealth Memorial Service at Westminster's Abbey. And what he said really gladdens my heart. He said, I should stop praising him. That every praise, every honor belongs to Almighty God that created him, that gave him and his family that uncommon wisdom. And each and every one of us, we have it in us, hidden somewhere. And I'm very glad he has explained that today. We don't celebrate our own in this country. I mean, in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole. We have a lot of similarities across the continent of Africa. We don't celebrate our own at all. But I am here today and I want to assure you, Professor Imafidon, that I will continue to blow your trumpet. We're very proud of you. You are a beautiful pride to the entire black race. Not only Nigeria, the entire black race. Because civilization started from us. Human history, everything started from us. You have proven to the world that indeed something good can come out of the black race. Can't you all see that black is beautiful? I will continue to celebrate you to the high heavens. I am not satisfied with that round of applause. I think he deserves a stand-up, stand-up. Round of applause. You can have your seat. Thank you very much. Another popular professor that decided to go underground. A golden fish has no hiding place. It's always very good to have an independent mind. There's a reward for everything you do in life. When you are forthright and you're walking against the tide, and yet you're still forthright, the history will remember you. In the history of that, our country, Professor Ojaja will forever be remembered. I think he needs to sit down. We should all stand up for him to give him that honor. Chancellor, please stand up. You have to stand. He's the only one that should sit. Please, Professor Ojaja, I know you are hiding somewhere. And we have honored you. But I want to have a very memorable picture to be in the midst of the two of you. Please, can you join us here?
Sorry.
Thank you. I want to pose very well for that photograph. Because I'm going to put it very big inside my bag. Please take those pictures very well, though. Thank you very much. If you are comfortable to join us here, you can, but if you want to go back, you know you're very humble. You are hiding. But please, I would like you to join us. Thank you very much. One lesson for everybody in life. At some point, this our amiable professor sat on a very hot seat that will have broken our dear nation. Just his decision alone will have cost that country a lot of problems. The panic was so much, they might not know. The old industrial hub and centers in Nigeria were completely shut down. And almost 200 million eyes on him. But he was very calm, very collected, and very well composed. And we thank God Nigeria is still Nigeria today. These two gentlemen can never be forgotten in Nigerian history. We're in Oxford, one of the best universities in the world. We're here today to celebrate ourselves, to celebrate who really are we, what do we stand for. These are positive news that should keep going out of our country to every part of the world. Other than what we are known for, what we are tagged for. The work lies in each and every one of us. Let us project ourselves very well. A lot of people does not know the meaning of Nigeria. It means the largest concentration of black people. The largest concentration of black people. That is the meaning of Nigeria. Niger area. The area of Niger people. And who are Niger people? We are the Niger people. Every black on the surface of this world belongs to the family of Niger. Niger, Negro, Mahogany, Ebony. Eventually they turned it to another colloquial expression that is not very palatable. They call it nigger. I don't like to say it. But it all means the same thing. So the huge responsibility lies on us. We are the shadow of the black race. Let us have it at the back of our mind that we are no lesser human. Civilization started from us. Human civilization started from us. Please, I want you to all be seated. I will stand alone. Thank you. I have the energy today. Who will tell our story if we don't tell our story? The facts are there. We all went to Oxford Museum today. Look at all what we saw. You can easily experience evolution. Let's go through scientific means. You saw animals of 12 million years old, 15 million years old. How evolution took place all the way till human creation started. And the peak of human creation is the black race. It has even been proven scientifically again. It is only a black woman that can give birth to every other race. White, brown, black. They carry that DNA. No other race carries that DNA. second to none. We are the first set of humans God created. The facts are there. I'm happy I have two professors in my midst. A professor came to University of Lagos to give a lecture, and everybody gave him a standing ovation. And they told him, where did he get all these facts from? And he responded to them that I just got to Nigeria. I decided to spend a day before the lecture, and I went to your library in Unilag, and I got all the facts of my lecture. We don't celebrate our heritage. We don't even celebrate who we are. It has affected our self-esteem. We're tagged as lesser human. Everywhere we go in the world. Inferiority complex will just creep in. You believe you can't attain some heights. Come and ask Professor Ooni Of Ife. He has even passed the baton to more than 2-3 generations. Of his own seed. So it is very evident that something good can come out of us. Where did the world start from? Right at the center of the world. Who are the occupiers of the center of the world? All of us. We Africans. We are right at the center of the world. Right at the center of the world. We are the balancing agent. We're the balancing factors in the world. I will demonstrate it for you. Look at this object. If you want to balance this object, you can balance it from any of those two edges. But if you want to balance it, you balance it from the center, and it will stand. You cannot balance it from here. You cannot balance it from here. You have to balance it right at the center, at the equilibrium point. Who occupies the equilibrium point in the world? All of us, Africans. That is the only continent that hasn't moved an inch for millions of years. That is where all the natural resources of the world, majority of it, in terms of quality, are concentrated. Yet, we live in abject poverty. Are we going to continue like this? I think the first step is unity. We should all come together. Because we all have the same ancestral background. All of us, the same ancestral background. Our heritage is second to none. Our culture is second to none. Our tradition is second to none. It is evident everywhere. We just saw it inside Oxford Museum today. Things we throw away are being displayed, are being nurtured, are being kept very well, are being showcased to the entire world to see. The example of that UNILAG professor I just gave to you, that is a typical behavior of all of us. If we don't celebrate our own, if we don't appreciate our own, how will others appreciate them for us? It is about time for all of us to realize that it is non-negotiable for each and every one of us to come together to make their country a better place and the entire Africa as a whole. It is very important for us to love one another. It is very important for us not to continue to backbite each other, talk down on one another, look at the good side of ourselves other than the bad side. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very rich culture and tradition being displayed everywhere in the United Kingdom and all the developed countries of the world. If you go to British Museum, it is the same thing. Renaissance of Stone Age, Bronze Age, Steel Age, the big bronze from Africa, from Yoruba land, compared it with bones from Greek, from Roman Empire, and they looked at the quality of the two. Obviously, the one from Yoruba land is way more older, and the quality way more better. The analysts couldn't believe it. They looked at when transatlantic slavery started. Lasted for 400 years. 350, 400 years. They did the multiplication and they realized that these artifacts are even way older, thousands of years older, before transatlantic slave trade started. It is evident, it's been documented, that human civilization started from us. Why are we not celebrating what Almighty God has given to us? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today to tell you that I'm very proud of my heritage. I'm a very proud African, very proud of my heritage, very proud of my culture, very proud of my tradition. What about you? Are you proud of your heritage? Yes. Are you proud of your culture? Yes. Are you proud of your tradition? Yes. Are you just using lips to just say all these things? If you are very proud of all these things from the depth of your heart, start practicing what you are saying. God bless you and God bless us.
That was a very inspiring lecture by our father, the father of Yoruba land, our king, the king of all kings in the Yoruba land, and a real brother. He talks like us, he behaves like us, he wants all people like him. Thank you very much. That is very inspiring. I want to hand over to my colleague who wants to introduce the book launch.
His Imperial Majesty, Majesty, our traditional ruling fathers in the house, Professor Imafidon, Professor Jega, and other learned colleagues, special guests, Oxford University, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Bibi Clement, and the honor falls on me to introduce this amazing book called Venerated. His Imperial Majesty said the other day at the Black Cultural Archives in Brixton when he was visiting, and he said the same thing here today, that we must tell our story. We must let people know that we are here. We must let them know how far we've come, what it has cost us, and where we are going. And this book, Venerated, does just that. It tells the story of His Imperial Majesty. And if I may be permitted, I just want to read an extract from the foreword that was written by His Excellency, Chief Dr. Ernest Shonekan, one of our most revered statesmen. And I read, His Imperial Majesty, Ooni Adeyeye, Enitan, Ogunwusi, is less than 2 years into his reign on the throne of Ojaja. However, he has brought to this highly exalted seat a youthful energy and wisdom beyond his years that have already seen him rack up a veritable litany of achievements that absolutely vindicates a history of his life. This pictorial biography, Venerated, is a compendium of the journey so far of a distinguished monarch. From an early age, he chose a path to greatness from which he has never deviated. This book, Venerated, will instill in our youth a get-up-and-go mindset, even in times of trial, when all seems unfavorable. This is a quality that Ogunwusi has shown himself to be endowed with, and which underpins his ability to do common things in uncommon ways that better the lot of society. The book presents and explores the intriguing as well as mystical account of the birth and development of Ooni Babatunde Ogunwusi. It captures the remarkable prophecy that precisely predicted his birth, foretelling that he would be very successful and would achieve highly illustrious preeminence, which is now fulfilled through his becoming the Ooni of Ife. Through its pages, we have a window into what life was like during this period in the ancient city of Yoruba, Ile-Ife. In Venerated, we see a fine and astute Ooni who stands for peace, harmony, unity, and progress of the Yoruba and Nigeria at large. On ascending the throne, he jettisoned the revered traditions of Ooni's non-visitation to other prominent Yoruba monarchs. His visits to places like Oyo, Ijebu, Egba, Modakeke, United States, Ghana. At that point today, he can add Oxford University and the United Kingdom, indicates that he is committed to solidarity and unity among the Yoruba. Unity being a state of affairs by which he has set himself much store. This book, in a manner of speaking, is a clarion call to our youth to be even more enterprising, more industrious, and more focused. Even as nation building and economic development remain primary imperatives in Nigeria, Ooni Ogunwusi's story provides plenty of inspiration, in as much as this work x-rays the qualities required to be successful in life. Although born to be great, Ogunwusi adopts the proverbial saying that says his clear vision and single-mindedness means that when this exalted position becomes available, he stepped into and put himself on the right side of destiny. Majesty. And I want to just add a few words to that. For those of us who are in the diaspora and raising our children here, oftentimes they feel disconnected, just like Majesty has said. They feel disconnected from their culture. They feel disconnected from all the things that we enjoyed as children that served us in good stead and shaped us to be the industrious, enterprising, hard-working, successful people that we are in the UK. We must tell our story, and this book does. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague who will do the official launch. Majesty.
Thank you.
Your Imperial Majesty, that is the way of culture. Your Imperial Majesty, Oba Ogunwusi, the Ooni of Ife. Kabiyesi. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kayode Olatuyi. As Bibi has just read from the comments of Chief Alex Shonekon, and what Dr. Imafidon said earlier about Your Majesty, what more can I add to that? Venerated is the book. And we're here in this segment because Kabiyesi has had a very busy day. We're not going to take time at all. In the next few minutes, I will first call on one of the Kabiyesi's in the entourage to do the official commissioning, launching of the book, and of course the DVD that is over there. And after that, each and every one of you will be involved in something that we are going to do. Your Majesty, please permit me to cross over and in the process call on His Royal Highness the Oba Kole Ojutalayo to do us the honor, please, to launch the book officially. And may I also call on Reverend Abimbola Shelebo and Olori Bola Abudiade to join Kabiyesi in officially commissioning and launching of Venerated, the book on the history of Our Majesty. Kabiyesi.
Your Imperial Majesty, sir, I double that by saying Your Excellency, the cultural ambassador to the whole world. Professor Mafidon, I think we will have to go into the genes to raise our children. Our own Professor Jega, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, launching is not what I am going to do. I'm going to make a presentation of Venerated. And I'm going to tell you and encourage you to be part of Venerated. Because we are making history today. We have brought Yoruba Kingdom to Oxford. It is in Oxford as museum piece, but we are here, the embodiment of the people of Ile-Ife, here in Oxford, as represented by His Imperial Majesty. Now the book Venerated, which we are going to open to the public and present to the public. And at the count of 3, ladies, can you please assist in unveiling and revealing the content of Venerated? 1, 2, 3, open. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me ask the ladies to please give a copy of each of these books to the high table. More coming, come on coming. One more. It is not always that I have the privilege of ordering eminent professors and at the instruction and permission of His Imperial Majesty, I will request that you raise up this book for everybody to see. The essence of this is that they are presenting this to you, that you must go away with at least a copy of this book. Those who are lucky and privileged will have their copies autographed by His Imperial Majesty. Now, seeing is believing. Chief Ernest Shonekon has given an insight into what you're likely to see here. I will leave it for you to get a copy. We are hoping that the cover price will not be too unaffordable. We are hoping that a minimum of £50 for this historic book will be in order. But if you so feel able, £100, £200, £250 for autographed copies will not be out of, because it's a one of a kind, it's not going to be reprinted. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Imperial Majesty, sir, I have your leave to present the book. In addition, the content of Venerated has been put into a DVD. In this DVD, you will see the growth, development, rise, and enthronement of His Imperial Majesty to the throne of Ife. Venerated in DVD is also available along with the book. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that you do not go away without a copy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Majesty. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Oba Adeyeye has told us about the cover price. I was going to say that, I was going to tell you after. But now it's been told the cover price for the book is £50. And the DVD is £15. Now here's the deal. His Royal Majesty has kindly agreed to autograph one for one lucky person. One lucky person will have the autograph, will have the first one that is personally signed by His Royal Majesty. Now, His Royal Majesty, with all that we have heard about him, with what we know, with the unity that he has already brought into Yoruba land, and particularly something that has not been mentioned, is the youth and community development activity that he has already initiated. I know one of the young people that I mentor, who is an Igbo guy who lives in Ife, has been singing the praise of His Majesty on all the community development and youth engagement programs, which we would all agree is what Nigeria needs today. We need that, and the moment, one of the first things he said is about Nigeria, about his ascension to the throne of his forefathers, is that we have to engage our youth. And Kabiyesi has he's done an incredible job in that already. And from what I've heard, we ain't seen nothing yet. Kabiyesi, we are looking forward to it, we are praising up to it, and we will continue to work. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the signed copy, the first one, somebody that is going to go away with it, you won't have to part with it. What is the signature of Kabiyesi? What is it worth in terms of all that we are saying? Do you want to tell me that it's worth just £200? What do you think it's worth? No, please, come on, what do you think it's worth? So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to put a price on it. And whoever is going to get it, will have to pay above the price I put on it. Exactly. So the highest, this signed copy will go to the highest bidder. So my price is £100. With your permission, Your Royal Majesty. £100 for it, but you have to pay more than that. £100. Yes. Oh, come on. With all that we have said here, are you saying that £100 is... Okay, now I know. Yes, sir. You take it for how much, sir? £200. Thank you very much. £200. Ladies and gentlemen, Kabiyesi hasn't got the time. We have just 3 minutes to do that. So £200 going. £200. So those of you who have not been paid, just come to the person beside you, borrow some money from him, and you pay later. Okay. Yes, £200. £250. Somebody here, £250. £250. Who's next? £250. Please don't keep His Royal Majesty and our Royal Highness, don't keep them waiting, please. £250. Going? £250. Someone, did I see your hand up? Gentlemen? £250. £250. Going? Gone. Thank you. Sorry, what is it? Mr. Olu Okufora. The first signed copy will go to Mr. Olu Okufora. Please,
somebody has said 260 here. 260.
260.
Yes.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Your Majesty. You have 260. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Second copy. That's what I'm asking His Royal Majesty whether you decide second one. Yes. And don't forget we have the DVD. To those of you who have not been paid, £15, £15. And of course, we have the stand there at the end because we don't want to keep Kabesi waiting. At the end, you can always buy from the stand. And of course, collect information as to how else you can get it. This, Professor Makido said something earlier. This is history in the making.
Sorry.
Because I believe, I know, from what I have seen, I'm a student of history. His Majesty has come and there will be a lot of changes. With all that has been said, with all that he has done, I believe that a lot of changes, positive growth and development will come to Yoruba land and will come to the whole of Nigeria because his relationship has not just been with the Yoruba land. He's extended, here in Oxford. He's been to the United States. So this is what he's doing, and I'm sure very soon we'll be going to the diaspora to Brazil and other places. And we have the opportunity to be under the same group today with His Majesty. So you need to go away with a copy of something to say, yes, I was there. Yes. Okay. Sorry, what's your name, sir? Mr. Kola James will have a copy for £260. Thank you very much. Okay, so who else wants a copy? Signed. Signed copy? Okay, in the absence of that, Your Majesty, we appreciate your presence here. We appreciate the time, the effort, the energy that you are putting into this. We don't want to keep you anymore because we know your program is deeper. We thank you for the opportunity and God will continue to bless and strengthen you as you go and develop and improve our nation, Nigeria. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. And I hope the book is all taken up today. The next thing, time is really going, is to give an award. I'm calling Mr. Adeyeye. Prince Adeyeye. Adeyeye. Okay. Adeyeye. Oh, Adeyeye. Okay. Sorry, Prince.
This is not fair.
Please, can you give us your address?
Good evening, everybody.
About 50 copies. Your address where they can. Somebody wants 50 copies. Okay.
Of the website I've said on the award section, the Nigerian Community Exposure presents to His Imperial Majesty Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, Ooni Of Ife, a plaque to show our appreciation and his effort in uniting the whole Yoruba kingdom. It's a privilege and honor for you to grace this occasion with us. And also, I will also be announcing him now. With due permission, sir, you've also been, sir, honored as our platinum patron of the Nigerian community in Africa. So I want you to
Somebody there! Oh, so very good! 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 Somebody there! Oh
Also, we want to get into the second stage, which will be handled by our Vice Chairman, Mr. Ogunwusi and Enitan. And our practical teacher of the Majesty of
Sorry.
Sorry for the last time. I will still go to one of the MSS. We also have a beautiful attire for His Imperial Majesty, and we have a wonderful lady in Oxford, Nikki Taylor, that saw our clothes. So we commissioned her to do a beautiful attire for the Majesty. Thank you very much. I would like to before I give the vote of thanks, I would just like to call the person I'm referred to as my able chairman, and that is Babatunde Loye, the chairman of the Cameroon, to just say one or two words for us, please.
His Imperial Majesty, Oba Enitan, Babatunde Adeyeye, Ogunwusi, our other Obas, Imperial Majesty, Professor Ojaja, Professor Enitan, our able chair, the leader in Oxford, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Wow, I'm really impressed. And everybody has spoken. The professors have spoken. Our Imperial Majesty has spoken. We've learned. We've heard. It's only little that I'm going to say. And the only thing I preach. Hello? Hello? The only thing I preach, and I will continue preaching it, is for us not to forget, Nigeria. Because I love that country. I love that country. I don't know about you. I love that country. We have good people in that country. And I will tell everybody in diaspora, we are so special. We've learned. People have been here for years. 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. We need to go back home. We need to go and invest. In fact, do you know everybody's been shouting our currency is going to 550, 600, devaluation. But do you know that we should look at the opportunities within that? This is the time for you to go and buy property in Nigeria. By the time you change the currency, you change £100,000, you make a lot of money and buy property. So what are you waiting for? Why are you saving the money? Take that money back home. We need that money. We need to invest. It's high time we took a lot of, we went into importation. We should bring things down here. We should stop taking things from here to Nigeria. We have a lot of good things that we can bring from Nigeria down to this place. We're special people. Special people. And do you know what? With the little I've spent with the community, I've been the chairman of CANIC for the past 2 years, the Central Association of Nigerians in the United Kingdom. I can tell you, all our leaders from different regions, they've been working very hard, they've been taking care of their people. I can tell you the little that I've seen. Nigerians were always at the top. You are the enemy, CEO I work with an insurance company. I'm one of the executive managers there. I rose from being a consultant to area manager. Now I'm executive manager. I've been there for 15 years. So now, it's high time for me to go back home. So thank you very much for coming. This is one of the things that we should be doing. We have invited our Imperial Majesty. He's been around and he came to see you. We should stand up and give him a round of applause, please. So, thank you very much. You can have your seat.
I'm very conscious of the time. However, I've been asked to see if I've been asked to give the vote of thanks. But before I give the vote of thanks, I just need to say one or two things about the Nigerian community in Oxfordshire. Nigerian community in Oxfordshire is, as the name suggested, or sounds, is Nigerians that live in Oxfordshire. And Oxfordshire, as we know, is not only Oxford. We have Banbury, Didcot, Wantage, Wallingford, Carterton, Whitney. Aberdeen is a large county. Although it's rural, but it's a very large county. And we have wonderful people here, especially we're lucky to be situated with the University of Oxford. And integral to us is also the African Society of Oxford University, which I will give special thanks to today, because they facilitate these events for us. And also, in mention, I will also want to mention one of our fathers, one of our professors, that will have been here today, but is not currently well health-wise, and that we all know Professor Raouf. Is out of health challenge at the moment, is in hospital as we speak. I hope you all remember in your prayers. Also, I would like to give thanks to all my able executives for all the wonderful work they've done. We are a small community, but large. In terms of we're made up of professors, as you know, doctors, academia, but more importantly, what we want to promote is unity among ourselves, to see how we can export some of those soft skills that we've learned from here back home. How we get to export some of those things that, or what would I call it, transport or adapt those skills we've learned here and put them back home, and also to give this culture that we are in some of the taste. There's one thing I know in Africa that they do need here, We don't have nursing homes in Africa per se. You know why? Because of family. Your father takes care of you when you're young. You naturally, and you see your father taking care of your grandfather. So it just comes naturally that your father or your mother, when they get old, you don't dump them in nursing homes. You understand? And also the culture of families. We don't have, so to say, cousins, his aliens or his brother. If you are from the same village, that's what you say cousins. You understand? We don't have, and the kind of, that they need here. I know we're in a culture that maybe a kind of a clash in terms of the way we raise our kids. We like to shout, not because of anger, because that's the way we speak. And I know sometimes we like a little finger to say, don't do that. Because we believe that if you spread the rod, you will spoil the child. And there are a lot of things that we can export from Nigeria to this great nation that we are. And that's to teach them the concept of family. Family is not just you and your wife and your children. Family includes even your neighbors. Even your neighbors, where we come from, include your families. So I will want to say to win in the NICOS, we're trying to create an avenue for where we can empower our women, our children, and the community as a whole. And I will use that one to do Fanbara today. We have a target to have a Nigerian house, a really called Nigerian house, by 2020 in Oxford. So all the dignitaries that are here today will be sending you our what we call 7-point agenda and what we want to achieve, and we'll be glad for you to support us. It's mainly for our children. It's mainly for our children. Like I said, we will be writing to you, so we'll expect our 5-hour letter. So I would like to bring this session to close by first thanking God Almighty that made this a success for us. Like I said, I'll thank all my executives for all the wonderful work they are doing. And most importantly, I'll thank His Imperial Royal Majesty, Oba Adeyeye, for blessing his occasion for us.
Give me 2 minutes. He has to talk.
I would like permission from His Royal Majesty.
His Imperial Majesty, Ooni Of Ife, other Obas and royal families here present, my senior colleague, Professor Mofido, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be a part of this event today on the visit of His Imperial Majesty to Ife. We've listened to him. He brought a very important message, a message of unity, of oneness, of being brothers and brothers keepers, and the need to recognize where we come from and what we are. And I think this is a very, very important message that we should take back home and reflect upon.
Oh my God, this guy.
No matter how long we are here, Nigeria is the only country we have. And we are not only Nigerians, we are Africans. And we have a history. We must be motivated by that. And we must do everything possible to give back in terms of ideas, in terms of resources, for the development of our country and for the development of our continent. His Imperial Majesty, you have spoken very well. May God Almighty continue to guide you and to reward you for the good work that you are doing. Somebody mentioned connecting with the youth. It is a very important agenda that all over Nigeria now, His Imperial Majesty is a model. Our leaders need to recognize the potential of our youth and to empower them so that they can contribute positively to the growth and development of our country. What he's been doing in empowering the youth in Ife and all over, particularly with the support of the Bank of Industry, really is novel. And we commend you for that. And we urge all other leaders to learn from that so that they can also encourage the youth and empower them for the growth and development of our country. I thank you most sincerely for this opportunity, and thank you, His Royal Majesty. Thank you very much.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Before we leave today, all these beautiful Obas sitting, they want you to take a picture with the Ooni inside the premises there to make history. And then the executive committee for Nigeria Oxfordshire, they would also like to take pictures with you. And I want to thank everybody, but we can only round up because we are in Oxford with a message from the Mayor of Oxford to round this session up. I call Councillor Hilderson.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been an honor, Kabiyesi, to actually have you at our town hall today. I did ask the Kabiyesi to take the seat of the Lord Mayor, at least for 2 minutes, you know. But then he cannot tell you, leave it to him, so he can do his job while you do your own very well. I'd like to thank you very much for your presence here today. I think on behalf of all the black people in Oxfordshire, I'd like to thank you very much for that. One thing, actually, I'd like to say this. When we were coming from the town hall to here, we actually walked, to this place. And I tell you, most people who actually saw have never, ever, ever seen anything like that before in their entire life. And like Kabiyesi was saying, what we have done is we brought the Nigerian tradition to the city of Oxford. And I bet you, anybody who's seen that today will be talking about that for the rest of their living days. And that goes to show how important, how strong, how powerful, how useful, how wonderful, how everything brilliant we are. So anyone here, don't ever forget that. Yeah? You are a people of the best caliber, the best nature in the whole wide world. That is why we have Nigerians as soldiers in America, Nigerians as engineers in America, soldiers here, engineers here. It's not because we're only just clever, it's because we are the best. And you should always believe in yourself that you are the best. And what we've done here today is we've brought the best of Nigeria to Oxford. And we've shown it off to many people. And those who have seen it have seen the value of what, who, and how we as a race, are the shining beacon for the whole of Africa. And that's another stuff. So, on behalf of the Lord Mayor of Oxford, I'd like to thank all of you actually who've been here today. But most importantly, I'd like to thank you, Kabiyesi, to say that this is not the end. This is the beginning. Okay? And we're going to be inviting you back again on more occasions that kind of pleasure us, because it's such a delight to see you, to meet you, and to see all of your entourage as well. So when you go home today, all of you here, yeah, whatever you say to anybody outside these walls has got to be positive, has got to be brilliant, has got to promote our country, has to promote our people, and to say to them that there's no nation best in this whole wide world than Nigeria. So I thank
you. Oxford has made history, and they have made Kabiyesi the platinum patron, and that means every time he comes to the UK, by the grace of God, he will come to Oxford. Yeah. He will always be honored in this university. Thank you. Let us all rise for the Ooni of Ife to lead the way out.
The king first. The king.
So yeah, he's done. Executive, escorts.
Sorry. Who are you chasing?
Escort. No, you can't go there. You can't go there.
Come on. One last thing. I didn't see that. I say okay. Did you see it?